What is up, everyone, and welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show, Episode 7. I'm one of your hosts, John T, and joining me as always is also John. John, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Really decent.
We've been through it tonight already. Hopefully we're good to go. Um, we'll jump real quick into the news. Later on, we're going to talk about Psychonauts, our review, because we finished that up for our book club for July. So we'll be giving our full thoughts on that. But we are going to jump in the news. So last week, at the start of the show, I'd recorded a short intro, basically letting everyone know that Activision Blizzard lawsuit story ended up breaking shortly after we were finished recording our show, and we record Wednesday nights. So we're gonna tackle this right now. It's not gonna be fun. So we'll just get this out of the way, and then hopefully be on to a good time. So I did just want to let everyone know that in this news story, there's a couple different ones. We will be talking about suicide, sexual assault, sexual harassment. So if any of these topics trigger you in any way, I really recommend you guys either skip ahead in the show. I will remember to put a time where we're done talking about this. If you guys do want to skip ahead, or if you just skip the whole episode, I honestly don't blame you, because I know this stuff can be,
It is rough.
yeah. So jumping right in, I'm pulling from the next couple articles are all from Polygon, and this is Nicole Carpenter at Polygon. Activision Blizzard sued by California over widespread sexism and sexual harassment. So the article goes like this. The California Department of Fair Employment and Housing is suing Activision Blizzard over what court documents refer to as frat boy culture that subjects its female employees to gender-based discrimination and constant sexual harassment. Several former Activision Blizzard employees have spoken out on social media to corroborate these stories. The lawsuit was filed Tuesday in Los Angeles court, alleging that Activision Blizzard and its subsidiaries, including Blizzard Entertainment, allows sexism and discrimination across the company. Several top executives, including Blizzard president J. Allen Brock, are named in the lawsuit for knowing about and enabling this behavior, which is important later on. We'll find out when we look at some of the company's responses. How fucking tone deaf they are. But so the DFEH said it conducted a 2-year investigation into Activision Blizzard before filing the lawsuit. And then I did just want to add this. Women of color were particularly vulnerable targets of Activision Blizzard's discriminatory practices, the DFEH said in the lawsuit. It also alleged that employees were discouraged from complaining as human resource personnel were known to be close to the alleged harassers. So real quick, this is a lot of it's just gonna sound me in my boring, dumb, nasally voice reading, and I know that this sounds boring, but I'm gonna read the entire response from President Brock. Blizzard President Brock. Okay. I know, man. So in a statement provided to Polygon, Activision Blizzard denied allegations of a sexist culture, calling the report distorted and in many cases false. You can read the company's full statement below, which I'll do now. So, we value diversity and strive to foster a workplace that offers inclusivity for everyone. There is no place in our company or industry or any industry for sexual misconduct or harassment of any kind. We take every allegation seriously and investigate all claims. In cases related to misconduct, action was taken to address the issue, which isn't really true. Hold on. The DFEH includes The DFEH includes distorted and in many cases false descriptions of Blizzard's past. We have been extremely cooperative with the DFEH throughout their investigations, including providing them with extensive data and ample documentation, but they refused to inform us what issues they perceived. They were required by law to adequately investigate and have good faith discussions with us to better understand and resolve any claims or concerns before going to litigation, but they failed to do so. Instead, they rushed to file an inaccurate complaint, as we will demonstrate in court. We are sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the DFEH to drag into the complaint the tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has no bearing whatsoever on this case and with no regard for her grieving family. While we find this behavior to be disgraceful and unprofessional, it is unfortunately an example of how they have conducted themselves throughout the course of this investigation. It is this type of irresponsible behavior from an unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of the state of California. The picture of the DFEH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today. Over the past several years and continuing since the initial investigation started, we've made significant changes to address company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams. We've amplified internal programs and channels for employees to report violations, including the ASK list, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. Including the ASK list with confidential integrity hotline, and introduced an employee relations team dedicated to investigating employee concerns. We have strengthened our commitment to diversity, equity, and I think they meant to say equality, but that says equity, and inclusion, and combined our employee networks at a global level to provide additional support. Employees must also undergo regular anti-harassment training and have done so for many years. So he basically just says he just repeats himself, it seems, for the rest.
It's fucking bullshit that people are leaving the state of California because of shit. No, they're leaving because of taxes. You fucking moron. This has nothing to do with the investigation, everything to do with them allegedly sweeping this shit under the rug.
Right. And there's multiple cases of when they were saying that, for one, that employees were scared to report this stuff because the abusers were close to management. And there was a report saying that the things that were happening were reported, and they essentially gave the abusers a slap on the wrist because they were a leader on the project that they were working on. So taking the easy way out and just, don't do it again, instead of firing him because that's what he deserved.
I'll move you fucking 6 cubicles down because that's better for everybody. What the fuck? It's such fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have to say allegedly, but there's so much piled on.
Yeah, so we do have to say allegedly, but I want to make something very clear. I guess I won't speak for you, John, but I know for a fact. We believe abusers. We believe
Jesus Christ.
That sounded really bad. We believe survivors and the people who coming out with their reliving the nightmares that they've had to live through, trying to work in an industry that they love, that they are just, it's not just video games. Unfortunately, this happens everywhere, but I think it goes without saying that women are automatically at a disadvantage in video games just because of the culture that
black women at that.
Right.
Fucking I'm so tight right now.
You have every right to be. That's the and it's just really sickening reading through this stuff, and it's not surprising by any means. We know that this shit happens, but in the response from from Activision, where they talk about the woman who committed suicide. Wait, before we even jump into that, the whole response is so defensive, and you basically took any person who's came out with an allegation saying that they were sexually assaulted or sexually harassed or anything like that. You are basically taking that and just continuing to do what you have been doing, apparently, sweeping it right under the rug. You're this whole bullshit of like this company like just most like company bullshit that you're just talking like I'm trying to think of the word, but it's not coming to me right now. Just trying to, you sound like a robot essentially. Yes, we do care about equality, and
this was a preset message. This is a iPhone notes apology message. This is a crock of fucking shit. It's not just Ubisoft has been going through the same shit where all they do is they relocate people when there's allegations. Yeah. Except for this time it's being brought to court. So this time they have to prove without a shadow of a doubt that there was nothing going on. And I can almost guarantee that's not going to happen.
Yeah. The whole thing is just so tone deaf. Like you get accused of all this stuff, and then you claim to say that you care about people's safety and people's equality and stuff like that. But then this whole response is just so like you're brushing it off.
Yeah, we take this seriously, but don't believe them.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking message is that?
Right.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, so going back to what I was saying earlier, God, this fucking sucks, and there's really no even easy way to even bring this up. But the case of the woman who was sexually harassed by her supervisor, him bringing a butt plug and I forgot what else, but just that harassment.
It was a butt plug and lube, and then I guess at a party prior to that, I think this was the same woman. Party prior to that, they were passing around her nude photos.
A nude photo of her vagina.
Yeah.
And this woman ended up killing herself. One of your employees killed herself allegedly due to sexual harassment at work. And you have the fucking nerve to put a statement out like this. This goes beyond money. This is a human life. That
not even that. You're bringing it to the public. You're saying that because the courts brought it to the public, they're in the wrong. They shouldn't have done that. That's disrespectful to the family.
Right.
Your fucking employees are the reason it happened. Your mismanagement has done nothing to stop them. You've enabled them from the jump, and you're going to try to put it on the courts for making it public knowledge.
And then having the nerve to say, that is what is going to, that is keeping, that's bringing this back up for her family and disregarding their, like, whatever.
Their feelings about it.
Yeah. Like that family doesn't fucking live that every single day for the rest of their life. Like, oh man, just,
it's not only tone deaf, it's so just blatantly disrespectful. It's corporate bullshit.
That's the word I was.
An HR team.
That was
fucking passing a piece of loose leaf paper back and forth, writing the fucking apology. It's such bullshit.
Corporate was the word I was searching for earlier when I was saying business. I
didn't know if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, it was corporate. Anything. That's what I was looking for. So the next article, also by Nicole Carpenter at Polygon. This was 4 days ago for y'all. July 26th, she wrote, this was the start of this. Activision Blizzard employees call leadership response to harassment suit abhorrent and insulting. So Activision Blizzard employees are speaking out over company leadership's abhorrent and insulting response to California state investigation and lawsuit that alleged the company's toxic culture led to constant sexual harassment for female employees. So a group of Blizzard employees gathered more than 800 signatures, which is up to over 2,500. You said 2,600 the last you checked?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously this is a little dated, and this is updating every day and will continue to. Gather more than 800 signatures from current and former employees across the company in support of a letter that demands Activision Blizzard release a statement that recognizes the seriousness of these allegations and demonstrate compassion for victims of harassment and assault. The letter says that Activision Blizzard's response to the allegations of harassment and sexism at the company's damaged or ongoing quest for equality inside and outside of our industry casts doubt on our organization's ability to hold abusers accountable for their actions and makes it clear that our leadership is not putting our values first. We will not be silenced, we will not stand aside, and we will not give up until the company we love is a workplace we can all feel proud to be a part of again.
To me, it's telling that this came out 2 days ago now, 4 days ago from the release of the episode.
Right.
And they still haven't made a statement. They feel like what they said already was enough.
So actually, they put out a statement today.
All right, I was wrong.
But it's not okay. But hold on, don't feel like you were.
I don't
way
feel
off.
bad. I don't. I mean.
Michael McWhirter at Polygon wrote this. Activision Blizzard CEO apologizes to employees for tone-deaf response to harassment suit. Again, just like corporate bullshit. Yeah. You know what? I guess you were right. I'll read some of the response later, but the article that was posted today goes like this. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick released a letter to employees on Tuesday apologizing for the company's response to a lawsuit that alleged numerous instances of gender-based discrimination, sexual harassment, and other employee-related issues at the game publisher. This is a quote from him. Our initial response to the issues we face together and to your concerns were quite and frankly tone-deaf, Kotick said in a letter. It is imperative that we acknowledge all perspectives and experiences and respect the feelings of those who have been mistreated in any way. I am sorry that we did not provide the right empathy and understanding. I'm sure you are, buddy.
Yeah, after you got called out and your employees said they're going to fucking leave. You bum.
Kotick promised swift action and long-lasting change at Activision Blizzard, starting with a review of the company's policies and procedures by an outside firm to promote a respectful and inclusive workplace. So, I'm not gonna read this whole thing again. We basically have the gist of this, and
think of like the scene in South Park where I think it was after the BP oil spill. Where the guy's like laying on the shag carpet naked and he's saying, "We're sorry." It's just that. It's just a standard bullshit apology because they got called out on their shit.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, like it would if the employees didn't write this letter demanding a better response. I don't think he would have. There was no way that this would be even.
They would swept under the rug. It wouldn't. No.
Yeah. So obviously, as two white men, the whole last week of this, I almost am glad we didn't talk about this last week because I've had a little bit of time to let this digest, and kind of figure out what our role in this is as people who play Activision games regularly in Warzone, spend spend money on Warzone, trying to just figure out, and then also, more importantly for us as advocates of people who um, come out with allegations and just survivors in general. Um, it's been really tough to kind of to navigate this, but also, um, that sounds so. Me saying that kind of sounds.
It's hard. It's hard to do it in a way that is not like we're talking over anybody, but trying to
Right.
instead amplify the victims of what's happened.
Exactly. Yeah. That sounds. That, I mean, that's honestly, I'm trying to say this, but it's just hard to find the words, because obviously in these situations where these people coming out with their stories, and they're having to relive this shit all over again, even if this happened years ago, these type of things traumatize people. And I have experienced that firsthand with women in my life, seeing how that affects them. And God, like, people don't fucking realize that. Like, it is, and this happens on different levels everywhere. Like, from the smallest things, there's sexism in every workplace. And really, all that I have to say to this is, obviously, that we condone this fucking sucks. You don't deserve to be in a position of power. If you
We don't condone this.
is that not what I said?
I thought you said we condone this.
I pretty sure I said we don't. We do not condone this. I'm talking a little fast, sorry. Where was I? So yeah,
Sorry.
This, if you see things like this, and I promise you, if you look in your own workplaces, that this happens. It happens everywhere, like literally everywhere, on, like I said, varying levels. To such a, even like small ways guys talk to women in a professional workplace, calling people sweetheart and hun and stuff like that. Like, it, check in with your like the women that you work with. If you see a situation where they might be uncomfortable, ask them if they're okay. Ask them if they want you. Like, make sure you're checking people, is what I'm saying. If you stand idly by while things like this happen,
No better.
you are no better than the person doing it, because you are basically
You're letting it happen.
Yeah. So really, I've decided my role in this is to just continue to be an advocate, try my best, and do everything that I can to project the voices of people who are coming out and are having to relive all of this again, and just letting those voices be heard, and then just doing whatever you can about it. It is so fucking important to be an ally and to speak up when you can, because automatically in life, as a straight white man, I'm my starting point is here, and I need to do what I can. Like, I have an advantage naturally by birth, in society. I mean, and if you just overlook everything and you don't say anything, then you're allowing that to be, and you're basically complacent and saying that you're okay with that. If you have,
That's the thing.
Go ahead.
I mean, you have people who when this story broke, were saying we gotta separate the game from the company. It's like, no, you don't. When the shit that happened with Bill Cosby, with R. Kelly, we gotta separate the art from the artist. The artist made the art. You cannot make that clear cut distinction. You have to, like, and especially with something like this, where like this company is going to make billions of dollars, and like if you keep just letting it happen, if you just say, well, oh well, this shit happens all the time, and you keep giving them money, what does that teach them?
Yeah, and that's, I mean, that's another tough part in all of this. And I know I've talked to you about this, about like boycotting the games. Like, does this hurt the developers who are working hard? And to some extent it does. And hopefully, that when he says that they promise to have um a quick response to this, we can get back to a spot where we are comfortable supporting them. But that is basically, for me, when the employees and the developers are saying we're not going to work today to protest this, that is like, okay, you're not willing to work for your company. Then like, I feel kind of justified in not supporting them until they get it right. And if they get it right, not even when, because it's not a given. So yeah, I feel like I'm just going to talk in circles with this. Just be an advocate, be an ally whenever you can. If you don't know how, like, look up how, or ask women in your life how.
It's as simple as, if you see something, say something.
That's a start. That's a
it's
start.
Not my don't think it's not my place. It is your place.
Right.
Because that woman might not be in a position to do or say anything without risking her job.
Yeah. So obviously going forward, we'll keep everyone updated at what happens here. Like I said, I feel like we only have so much to say other than this really fucking sucks. And this has been on my mind, at least in the back of my head, almost at all times over the last week. Cause it just, the story about the woman who committed suicide over this, like, it makes me fucking sick to my stomach, man. Like,
it was that, and the story of the guys that were doing crawls, basically going to every woman's cubicle and harassing them.
Yeah.
Allegedly going to everyone's cubicle,
yeah,
and harassing them. Man, it was rough reading through it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll move on with the show as much as we can, I guess, just trying to be positive about, because the people who make video games, they do it. I mean, there are other ways to make money. and I mean, just from like interviews and stuff that I've read, and like people in my experience, you make video games because you love video games. Like, that's, and for you to be in something that you feel passionate about and things that you love, and you want things to be fun, for you to have to go to work and experience this every day, just like, God. So yeah, unless you have anything else to say about this, we'll move on.
I allegedly hope that the corporate shills that are putting out all the messages rot.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah, allegedly. I mean, fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Next topic.
So I feel like I personally, I could have worded things better. It's so hard to control emotions and things like this, like just from, like I said, experiences that I've seen other women deal with, like, firsthand.
It's like in the last episode, that the like beginning of the episode, when you made the video saying we might talk about it during the week, we might make a short video. How mad I was tonight, I was even angrier night of and that weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't have been able to form a coherent thought other than I hope they fucking rot.
I don't even think I formed a coherent thought. I tried my best, but so we'll move on to things that are a little more fun, I would say, what video games should be. There was EA Play last Thursday.
Sure did happen.
It really did, and it was a thing. I'll run through really quick. If anything excited you, John, then let me know.
Not even the big thing that you're getting to now?
I'm pulling this from Eurogamer, the everything announced during EA Play Live 2021. First up, Lost in Random. This actually, I don't know why we're doing XD Random in 2021, but I am interested in both of those games. This game looks honestly really fucking sick. Like 100%. This is a game I'll be checking out. This like Tim Burton-esque style game. This dice that walks around that has a part in battle. It plays a part in battle. And I thought this was coming next year. It's coming in September 10th. For people who like action adventure games, this has a really cool animated art style. I'm interested in it. I'm definitely checking it out. I wish the name was different, but it's not. So what can we do?
I mean, I swear to God, if one more developer comes out with a fucking scene name for a game.
What's next? On the spot. The next scene game being announced is what?
Like Miss Pac-Man's Chemical Romance.
I don't know why I took a sip of water. I set myself up to spit my water out.
Panic at the Street Fight.
Okay. I'm gonna stop this before it gets too far.
Paramore platformers.
Knockout City Season 2. Don't care. Game look game looked cool. Never played it. I didn't care enough. Go crazy if you like Knockout City. Apex Legends. Dude,
I'm excited for this.
This looks cool. It looks really cool. Every time I try to play Apex now after coming off of Warzone or anything like that, like I feel like I fell so far behind. And this was like my first battle royale game. Like this was our first battle royale game where we actually played regularly, had a squad that played regularly. And I felt like I had a good grasp on the game. I feel like I'm lost anytime I open this game now.
It is hard to adjust to the new characters.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to the original, like, what is it, 8? But I still think, in my personal opinion, I know you disagree. In my personal opinion, this is the best battle royale game still.
I just think Warzone at its core is just it, I think it's the best. It is just very unfortunate that there's no anti-cheat, and it allows a bunch of little sleazeballs, little fucking rats to.
Well, I mean, you look at the company that's making it, and it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, they are
sleazeballs and rats.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Battlefield 2042, we got the Portal mode announced, which is like a mashup of Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3. I guess that's it. Custom maps, stuff like that. It looked cool, but still
worth the money.
Not to me. It's just I'm gonna have to see a lot more still. You know,
like maybe a campaign.
I mean,
maybe a lobby that isn't 65% bots.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm keeping an open mind with Battlefield, but I still am not like I don't know. But the main event, John. The big hype moment that everyone knew about weeks before, Dead Space Remake. All it was a teaser. A lot of people were suggesting prior to this that it was going to be a sooner than we thought. It was going to be more than just a teaser trailer, but it wasn't. It just...
I heard somewhere that they're trying to maximize the newer technology in PS5 and Xbox One.
Yeah, this is only PS5. It's only next gen. or current gen,
That's what
whatever
I
you
wanted
consider
to.
this.
I said Xbox just to cover my ass, but that's what I thought. Is that they're trying to maximize like the dual sense and everything,
Yeah,
and the haptic feedback and all that good shit.
I'm hyped for this. I didn't play the original Dead Space, but I'm definitely interested in trying this out. They were saying that they wanted to go along the lines of like the Resident Evil remakes, where they want to remain true to the originals, but just upgrade everything, graphics, textures, all that stuff. It's a, from what I understand, a full remake, not just a remaster. Yeah, I'm in. I'm down. Um, but yeah, as an overall show, ultimately pretty underwhelming.
Yeah.
Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods, did a great job though. He's awesome. Love that
He's
king.
the greatest person in video game, uh, the video game space right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. So wish we got a little bit more, and I ultimately will say that if we didn't know about Dead Space prior, it kind of would be a lot more hype. But
Yeah.
gotta leak everything. Gotta get them clicks. Next up, John. The PlayStation 5 has sold 10 million consoles, making it the fastest selling PlayStation ever. Holy smokes.
Surprised they made 10 million of them. With the way that you can't get a hold of them still.
It is crazy to think that. I wonder what this number would be if they had just a cert, like that they could meet demand.
Probably damn near 20 to 30 million.
That's a lot. I don't know about that. Tom Warren at The Verge said Sony has now sold more than 10 million PS5 consoles. That's up more than 2 million sales from the 7.8 million Sony previously revealed in April. And that means that the PS5 continues to outpace the PS4, making it the fastest selling console in Sony's history. Crazy, man. That's for a console that is not meeting
this.
It honestly is wild to me because back when this launched and not everyone in our friend group had one, you, my brother, and I were the only ones that had a PS5 at launch. When I was talking to my brother-in-law about when he probably could pick one up and wouldn't have to worry about this chaos, I was like, maybe like April. You'll be able to walk into a Target and see one on the shelf. Not even close. It might not even be next April that we see this.
But I confidently said to you guys that there would be a black model of the PS5 by this holiday, and the way it's looking, there won't even be a white version of the PS5 available this holiday. So,
you're right.
No words on that one.
Then also Sony today shared some sales. This is still from The Verge. Sony has shared some milestones around the PS5 launch titles today. Spider-Man Miles Morales has sold more than 6.5 million copies since its launch in November, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart selling 1.1 million copies since its launch in last month, June something. Returnal has sold more than 560,000 copies. Which that to me, when I first saw it, I was like, ugh, that's kind of underwhelming. But Sony considers it a huge success, they said. So, and maybe it is. I just get so caught up as someone who pays attention to like mostly AAA stuff, first party stuff. You have like Nintendo selling 10 million of fucking Mario Party. And Nintendo's an anomaly, I get that. But yeah, so they're excited about these numbers. I feel like Ratchet and Clank should be up a little bit more personally. But it's only been out for a month, so it just seems a little low for a first party PlayStation title. A quality one at that. Exciting stuff for PlayStation, but they're not the only ones who are having their best console generation yet because
Google Stadia has sold
has sold 12 subscriptions in 2021. No, that is not. I am, of course, referring to Xbox, and I'm pulling this from Games Radar. Jordan Gerblick writes, Xbox Series X and S are Microsoft's fastest selling consoles yet. Xbox Series X and S. Okay, the headline was with first. Okay. During Microsoft's fourth quarter earnings call today, CEO Satya Nadella, sorry if I got your name wrong, reaffirmed the company's commitment to Xbox's ever-growing presence in the gaming space, saying, "We're all in on games." Despite a supply shortage that has made it pretty dang hard to buy an Xbox Series X since the console's launch last November. Whenever I say launch, I like a launch. Like I feel like it just like
You want to say lunch?
Yeah, because I'm a fat fuck. Anyways, since the console launched last November, Microsoft says next-gen hardware is still the fastest-selling Xbox yet. Millions have already streamed games to their desktops, tablets, and phones on the Xbox Series S and X. Are our fastest-selling... Okay, how many times are we going to say this here? Don't know what...
5 more times.
From
what I've seen, the numbers aren't as impressive as PlayStation, but they've still sold better than
6.5 million units as of June 30th.
So about half.
A little more than half.
Well, I said about. Relax. I need you to stop drinking water too, because I'm about to piss my pants. That's why I'm rocking like this, because I feel like
we'll get through this news, and then we'll let you take a little wee break. Yeah, this is exciting because with the Switch selling like crazy, then Xbox and PlayStation having their best console launches so far with limited supply, it just goes to show that like gaming is
fucking back, baby.
We are coming up.
We're leaving the basements. We're going outside for once.
I mean, we aren't. We're continuing to stay in the basement, but it's good because the thought that I know there was like talks recently, and there still is obviously about games and gaming, like these AAA, quadruple A, fucking massive budget games not being sustainable. Like that scares me a little bit when I hear that. It's not something I want to hear, but it's just true the way that things work. Like it's pretty rare. Like you have to make your game has to fucking hit for you to make a profit on these AAA games. So it's exciting to see this be more mainstream. I love getting to talk about games, so the more people I get to talk video games with, the better to me. Next, Netflix is reportedly developing a live-action Pokemon series. John, are you interested in this?
No.
Oh.
I am, but it's like, I hope it's like the Detective Pikachu movie. You know what I mean?
Yes. So
It's like if they're just trying to make like a live action version of like the anime, then I'm gonna be upset.
Ian Carlos Campbell of The Verge wrote, Detective Pikachu might not be the last time you see real people interacting with fictional, but real in my heart, Pokemon. Netflix is reportedly in early development on a live-action Pokemon series, according to Variety, with Lucifer Dude made Lucifer and then now making Pokemon. With Lucifer co-showrunner and executive producer Joe Henderson attached to the Shepherd project to a screen near you. The project to a screen near you, sorry. I liked Detective Pikachu a lot.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Netflix doesn't have a good track record when it comes to originals. And I think this plays into what we talked about last week. Where
Really?
they're trying to, yeah. For the Stranger Things, there's like 48 movies that are garbage.
They have a good track record with, like, I guess I can't say that. I don't know that many, but video game adaptations so far. Like The Witcher was good.
Was it? They have 2 or 3 in the works right now, but none of them are. I think The Witcher is the only like actual one that's out. It's a small one season of one show is too small of a sample size for me to give them any credit.
I don't know. If this is anything like Detective Pikachu, I'm pretty excited. I would be interested in a live action adaptation, just because I think the way that they did the CGI and the like real life Pokemon, I thought looked really fucking cool.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like Detective Pikachu, then I'm in. I'm willing to give it a try. But if it's just a very, very bad live action thing with like a really cheap budget for CGI, then I can't do it. It's gonna hurt my feelings.
I guess that depends a lot, like the budget and stuff. Like, if we're doing 10 episodes and like how much of these Pokemon can you get in here, and I don't know. I'm at least interested enough to give it a shot. It's just like talking about the Xbox and PlayStation having their biggest years and video games on the come up. I feel like this is being reflected in Netflix wanting to make these video game adaptations. Like they're wanting to capitalize on it almost.
Yes, but I don't think it's because of the reason you're thinking. I think it's because they're getting ready to release their own games. I think that this is their build-up. They're going to keep putting out content related to video games, get video game players invested, and then say, hey, by the way, we also have our own games now.
Yeah, but they're at least capitalizing on the growth of overall video games. Yeah.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just
like I said, I'm interested in it. I won't get my hopes up, but I definitely am intrigued.
40 meter. 3, 2, 1, go.
Half chub.
Yep. Okay. We're in agreement.
Something I'm not interested in. Animal Crossing New Horizons will get more free content later this year. This is cool for people still playing this game. I feel like I gotta tweet this guy because I use his articles weekly at this point. My motherfucking boy, Hiram Cryer, writes in Games Radar, Nintendo pledges new updates later in 2021. Animal Crossing's New Horizons will receive new free content later this year. The news was just revealed by the official Nintendo UK's Twitter account earlier today through the tweet that you can see just below. Obviously, y'all can't see that, but yeah. It just says that the tweet from Nintendo UK says a free update for Animal Crossing New Horizons arrives. Stupid UK date 2907. That's not how we do things. If you write the date like that, you're dumb.
Tomorrow our time, yesterday listeners' time.
If you subscribe to us and write the date like this, you're not dumb, but if you don't, you're dumb. Please.
Well, if you subscribe to us, I mean, it's still dumb. But it's like, thanks for the support.
Just stop writing the date like that. It looks stupid. It looks so dumb. Please ensure you have updated the latest version to enjoy upcoming weekly fireworks shows and new seasonal items. As somebody who has well over 100 hours in Animal Crossing New Horizons, I have not touched this game in over a year.
Yeah, until I can get blackout drunk with my friends, I don't fucking care about it. If I can't get completely wasted with one of the twins that runs the shop, I don't care.
Imagine, dude.
You get Tom Nook just Tom Nook? Where am I? Tom Nook. You get Tom Nook and Isabel just bastard.
She's like, you go in the shop. They're like, take whatever you want for free, my dude. Like, go ahead.
Every renovation, only 100 of whatever the currency is. I don't remember it.
Yeah, if you still play Animal Crossing, great. I hope you're excited for this. That's it. Unfortunately,
Say it for us. We here don't care.
Sadly, unfortunately. Last news on the news report. August 2021's PlayStation Plus games were accidentally revealed early by PlayStation or by the PlayStation website. They went on to confirm this later. But if you have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5 with PlayStation Plus for the month of August, you'll be getting Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Tennis World Tour 2.
Stinks.
You don't want to play Tennis World Tour 2?
No.
Okay.
Don't want to play Plants vs. Zombies. It's a mobile game.
And for PS5 players only, John, that would be us. That would be us. Hunter's Arena Legends. A game that is coming out this week, tomorrow. I don't fucking know. Sometime soon. A melee combat battle royale game. Yeah, don't give a fuck about Plants vs. Zombies, and I especially don't give a fuck about Tennis World Tour. If you have a tennis game that's not Wii Sports Tennis, stop making tennis games. Okay? No one cares.
I mean, the only boring sport that I think should keep making games is like golf. Because there is no better feeling than playing Tiger Woods and just fucking Happy Gilmoreing it all the way to the green. Oh, that gets me going. Gets the gears spinning for me. Tennis, get fucked. Not a real sport. Unless you're Serena Williams. Please don't beat my ass. Or do.
Are we getting horny? We getting horny on the podcast.
Horny meter.
Yeah, so Hunter's Arena Legends is a game that no chance in hell I would ever have played if I had to pay for it. Yep. PlayStation Plus. I'll give it a shot. Try it out. We'll let you guys know how it goes. Don't have high expectations, so can't really be disappointed, right? Yeah, I feel like there was a good chunk of time where we are getting bangers with PlayStation Plus. Not anymore.
I think the idea now is more, now that PS5s are getting into more people's hands, they want you to buy the director's cuts of other games. They're going to give you shits that you spend money. That's the only thing in my head that works. Or they're trying to push you towards, what is the other service? PlayStation Now?
Yeah,
they added Red Dead 2.
I feel like something's coming soon where they combine these or like combine this. I don't know. I just feel like PlayStation, like, yeah, we had the state of play with the indies and the it's been so quiet from them for me.
My thing is, because PlayStation Now is what, $10 a month?
Yes.
And PlayStation Plus is $10 a month?
Yep.
You charge $15 a month, like the Game Pass Ultimate, and combine both, and you're
they need to change the name of PS Now. They have to. They have to find something.
Plus.
No. No. They don't. That is not what they should do. I don't know. They gotta rebrand it, and they gotta just. I feel like the taste in everyone's mouth from PS Now is just like, like streaming games. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how this goes, and hope for better months ahead. John, go ahead and take your pee-pee break. When John's gone, maybe we take this time here to talk a little bit more about The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This has happened to me so many times with Zelda games. I am so mad that I did not play this game sooner. I've just been thoroughly enjoying myself playing this game. So far in this game, spoilers, I guess. I have just entered the first. It's not the Shadow Realm. It's something like that though. But I've got through the first three temples. And I am headed into the fourth one. I believe there's 7 overall. This game is so good. Minus the side missions, but that, like, who plays Zelda for the side missions, right? Like, there's cool exploration things. The fetch quests where you, like, go pick this up from this location, then you bring it back, and they're like, oh, we'll bring this back. Like, it's like the Impractical Jokers skit where they're like, oh, can you go tell him that like my friend has a party going, like one of those things, which I don't find enjoyable. But when you're in the temples and you're in these dungeons and you're finding these new enemies, damn man, it's just such a good time. I really do recommend, if you are a Zelda fan and you have missed this game or are on the fence, maybe if there is a sale eventually, pick it up. But I have like 20 hours already invested into this. And if you are a person that determines value of a game by time played and fun, I just fucking recommend it. I'm having so much fun with this game. And I haven't really been playing anything else since I finished Psychonauts, which is our book club game that we are about to review. John.
Oh, that's me.
What are we thinking about Psychonauts? Overall thoughts, real quick, go.
Started off real slow. Did not think I was gonna enjoy it. Thought I was gonna have to tough it out, and it turns out I fucking loved it. Are we giving it a score, like out of 10?
In a minute.
Okay.
In a minute.
I thought beginning of it's very like, it feels like a game from 2005.
I agree.
And it gets a lot more grown up, a lot more ahead of its time, and I loved it.
Yeah. I share the same sentiments that you did. When I first started off, I was like, I don't know about this. But once you started getting in the swing of things started flowing, you like jumping in different people's minds and stuff. God, I was so pleasantly surprised by this entire thing. The story, the characters, I cannot believe how much I ended up enjoying this. And how hyped this has made me for Psychonauts 2 coming next month. So I just had a couple of things that I jotted down, some discussion points. How long did it take you to beat this?
12 hours ish, around there.
Yeah.
It might have been around like 11 and a half, but like, I was talking to you about this because I almost just watched the ending on YouTube. I almost broke my controller more than once because I was so frustrated with the final boss, because the level of difficulty from the first 2 parts to the third was so ridiculous.
Yes.
It jumped from a 3 to a 15 with no warning.
Yeah, that's why it took me about 13 hours to beat this. I did do a lot of side stuff. On the week where I was like really feeling it, I was like really enjoying myself. But I didn't want to get ahead in the story because we were keeping we were keeping pace with each other, and so I did a lot of side stuff. And that like you said, that final boss, Holy fuck, dude. And yes, the difficulty jump was there. I feel like a lot of that difficulty jump was because of its age. Do you agree with that? Or do you think it just was hard? Like,
No, I do think that um, older games didn't hold the player's hands as much. So on
yeah.
this one, they said, okay, we gave you, we led the horse to water. Now drink. We gave you all the abilities. Now beat it.
That part, um, when you are trying to save, Coach Oleander, when he was a kid, the part where you're like chasing him to the different platforms. I got to that point where I almost wanted to throw my controller. The part where there's that circle, the thing that's spinning and the guy's throwing the
Yep.
swords at you. That took me so long to figure out. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
I figured
Um,
it out by accident. Uh, but it was because like I tried jumping over and it just went underneath me and stuck the thing, and then I fell on it. But I was aiming the wrong way and I forgot you couldn't just turn. So I jumped and jumped that way, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I had to do it all over again.
yeah, ultimately, so when we got to that final part where the Coach Oleander's brain was in that like tank, and I cleared that so quickly, and I was like, that was the
Yeah,
final boss. Like,
dude, it was that and the part right after where it's just his dad, like the next boss fight where it's just his dad. You gotta
yeah,
run up his arm. I was like, that's
this is
nothing.
an
That's
easy,
easy.
yeah, final boss. And then I kind of just wish it was because it was really fucking
Yeah,
hard. Um,
but even like
so
the trying to beat him the second time, uh, Coach Oleander's dad. When you're what's his name? Oh boy,
is it the Butcher?
who's the main character?
Raz?
Yeah, oh boy, I was thinking Aaron from Attack on Titan,
No,
and I was like, oh boy, they're different.
not.
But Raz's dad, it's a mouthful. Uh, when he was throwing the shit and you were trying to fight the butcher at the same time, that was pissing me off because I kept
Yeah,
trying to throw shit and it would just barely miss him.
yeah.
Well,
I
fuck.
I had to. I just use my shields so often. Um, at those points.
You
Um,
have one, so I just didn't use it.
I have a feeling I know the answer to this, but what was your favorite part of the game?
Milkman. No, either Milkman or what was Napoleon? Yeah, either Milkman or Napoleon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mine 100% was the Milkman.
yeah.
That is like the most memorable thing to me. Just that,
Dude, there were
right?
like 10-page write-ups on that.
Yeah.
If you look up Milkman conspiracy, people wrote dissertations on it. Like it's wild.
It and it was just so fucking funny, and even in like what is this 16 years later, like it's still held up and was still hilarious. Um, what would you say was the worst part of the game for you? Like, it doesn't have to be a main story part. Just like, what if you could change one thing? What would it be?
Tough. It's really, really tough. Um,
Age aside, because I feel like
well,
both
that's
of
the
both of
thing.
our answers would be age,
Yeah, the
which
issue,
we can't do anything about. So
a lot of the issues I had to do with it being dated. The hardest part, I think, for me, out like without that boss being associated, was when you're trying to fight the fish. Um, you're
mm,
like trying to do like the platforming, but in that bubble, and the bubble's getting smaller. That was tough, and the see the bullfighting wasn't tough, but the bull was frustrating in like in itself.
yeah, that one was like I think we said last week how we were clearly jumping over the bull
Yeah,
and still like getting sent back. For me, I'll just say that Um, the age was my least favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just felt like it kind of dragged a little bit. Like, I don't know if it's just the pacing just felt really weird to me. Like the first couple mines that you go through, were like kind of short, didn't take you very long, and then you start getting into the mines where it's like taking you 2 hours to get through. And I kind of sometimes I felt myself just being like, oh, we just wish this was over. Like,
That's the bold one for as much as I like the visual. The fact that you had to just fight the same exact boss basically 3 times
yeah,
before you actually get to the final boss, which is just
yeah. Even the the Napoleon Bonaparte part, um, like it was funny, but ultimately I was like, another peasant? Are you fucking serious? Like, come on,
the
man.
humor is what made me enjoy that.
Yeah,
Like the actual like story of it, I guess, wasn't great because it was the same thing. You just gotta do the same thing over and over. And
yeah,
eventually
right,
you're done with it.
right. So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to add?
I'm excited for Psychonauts 2. Maybe that'll be book club and not next month, but the month after. Who knows?
September, maybe. Yeah. Or it could just be a topic because I have a feeling I'm not gonna want to pace myself out for this.
We're not. We're gonna just play it.
So if you had to give it a rating out of 10, all things considered, what are we giving it?
I'd say 0.75. 10.
Your audio may have cut out. Say it again.
I'm thinking like 8.75 out of 10.
Wow.
Is that high or is that low? I can't tell based on your reaction.
I'm surprised that you get. I'm probably rolling it around an 8.
I'm a sucker for anything that involves like mental health,
That's fair.
especially
Honestly,
in like a digestible way.
yeah. If I have to consider age in this, if this was like if they like remade it and took like the annoying parts that were caused by the fact that it's such an old game, I'm probably rolling an 8.5. But those parts were so frustrating for me. But yeah, go ahead.
Can I retroactively be angry about the fact that they left it on a cliffhanger 16 years ago?
Yeah, imagine playing this in 2005.
Yeah. Because, like, when I got to the ending, I was like, oh, that's why people have been reacting the way they have to it finally coming out. Because, like, you can't age jump them. They have to be the same age because it
Right.
ends at that same point.
Right.
So
yeah.
if I took the actual age of the game plus the wait for the second one, I'd probably knock it down to like an 8.5. That's the lowest I'm going to go, though.
And honestly, that's still like before we played, I was like probably thinking at the highest it'd be a 7. So I honestly, my expectations were smashed.
If we rated this at after the first like 4 hours, I would have given it like a 5.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's not about how we start.
Amen.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I loved this. This one was really easy to flow. Our next book club name or game is Shadow of the Colossus for PS4, not the original PS2 one because old games suck, except for Psychonauts apparently.
Don't. Oh, okay.
No, I would trigger warning you first.
About to set me off again after I already calmed down.
Shadow of the Colossus is a very short game. Between 6 and 8 hours to beat. So if we do end up just knocking this out in the first 2 weeks of August, maybe we'll pick another short game to do. But for right now, plan on playing the first bit of Shadow of the Colossus. If you picked it up on PlayStation, sick. I'm really excited for this one because I've just heard so many good things about it. It's just a game that's complete. It's just missed me over the last couple years. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to play it. I don't know how chapters work or anything like that. So just play a couple hours of it, I guess. Play like 2 hours. We'll report back, and we'll have that first bit of the game played for you guys next week, giving our thoughts.
If you follow our Twitter, we'll give you an update there once we start it, like where to stop.
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
Instead of like, because I don't want to wait a week if anyone's actually playing along with us, and then we'll be like, oh yeah, we got this far in,
right?
Hopefully you did too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the show today. Appreciate you guys for coming to hang, checking this out again. If you guys like the show, please like the show.
Comment, subscribe, gamers. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Find us wherever you can find all your other podcasts.
Yeah, all that and stuff. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Like I said, until next Friday, y'all know what to do. Stay horny and stay hydrated, gamers. Peace.